بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد وبارك وسلم. Once Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. But now because they were all sitting around Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, so no one made way for him to come close to Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. So upon that, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, "Laysa minna man lam yarham saghirana wa yuqir kabirana." That he is not amongst us the one who does not have mercy upon the young ones and does not show respect to our elders. وَيَأْمُرُ بِالْمَعْرُوفِ وَيَنْهَى عَنِ الْمُنْكَرِ, and he does not enjoin good and forbid people from evil. So in this hadith, similar one we mentioned last time, so we discussed the first part of it. We discussed we should show love and have mercy on our young ones. And the second one of the hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam is telling us that we need to show respect to our elders. And showing respect to our elders is something very, very important because they have lived through the times and they have seen so much. They have experienced so much. So their wisdom is far greater than ours. That's one of the most important reasons why we need to respect our elders from their experience and their wisdom, so we can benefit from it. And also in hadith, Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam says, "Al-barakatu ma'a akabirikum," that the blessings are with your elders. And other hadith also mention that gray hair is the light of a believer. So no man turns grey in Islam, but for each grey hair, he will have one hasana and he will be raised in status 1 degree. And another hadith mentions, whoever has one hair that turns grey in Islam, it will be nur for him on the day of Qiyamah. So from these hadith, we learn the status of the elders. That it doesn't mean that sometimes because we use too many chemicals on our hair, at the age of 30, all our hair turns white. So now you are a person of wisdom. Okay, this is based on age. That as you grow older, your hair turns grey and with wisdom as well. Abdullah ibn Mubarak rahmatullah alayhi, he says that it is a duty upon the wise man not to belittle 3 people. So if a person is wise, they should not belittle or make fun and mockery of 3 people looked on upon them. Number 1, the scholars. Number 2, the authorities. And number 3, his brothers. And he says, indeed, whoever belittles the scholars will lose his place in the akhirah. And whoever belittles the authorities will lose his place in the world. And whoever belittles his brothers will lose his manliness, his honor, his manhood. So this is regarding just fellow people, our Muslim brothers and sisters. So imagine the status Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given those who are elder. In another hadith as well, the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam says that no youth honors his elders, but Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will appoint someone to honor him in his old age. So when the youth, they honor others, and when they become older, then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will appoint others who will also end up respecting and honoring them. So we need to recognize the status of those who are elder than us, or those who have a higher status than us, whether it's by age, or whether it's by knowledge, or whether it's by status sometimes, depending. So then we need to give people their due honor and their due respect. So with the elders, when we walk with them, we should, we should walk behind them, or we should walk to their right. And if you are in a door or something, let them enter first, let them exit first. And when we meet them, we greet them, we should greet them respectfully. Or if you are seated and they come and there is no space, then we should stand up and let them have the seat. If you're having a conversation, then speak to them politely. Even if it's a debate with them, then you should still remain polite, calm, and kind-hearted, and you should also lower your voice as well. So at every moment, every given time, we should not forget who we are speaking to. It is very, very important. And Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam once Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, he was in a gathering with Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and there were many senior Sahaba amongst them. So now Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam asked a question and said to them that, tell me, what is the tree that does not shed its leaves and which is like the Muslim? There's a tree, it doesn't shed the leaves and it is like a Muslim. Now the Sahaba, they began to suggest many different trees in the desert. But Abdullah ibn Umar radiallahu anhu, he was young. And in that gathering, there were Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu, Umar radiallahu anhu, many great Sahaba. And he didn't mention anything, but in his mind it came, it might be the date palm tree. But since he was the youngest, he shied away and he said nothing, he stayed silent. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam then told the Sahaba the answer, it was the date palm tree. So later, Abdullah radiallahu anhu, he told his father Umar radiallahu anhu that I knew the right answer, but I shied away because of all the major Sahaba who are sitting in the gathering. This was his level of adab and respect, even though he knew the answer. But then Umar radiallahu anhu said to him that if you would have said it, right, the answer, that would have been worth a lot to me. You would have made me very, very proud if you had said the answer. But he didn't. Why? Because there were other elder Sahaba in the gathering of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam. That is why all these ahadith we learn. Whoever does not respect our elders, does not show compassion to our youth, does not give our ulama their due honor, is not one of us. But now on the other hand as well, that if they see us in the respectful stage, respectful manner, then they will give us respect. Now usually some people, they don't carry themselves with respect. That they, the way their demeanor is, the way they interact with others, or the way they deal with others, there is nothing good about it. So what happens is now, because of your own actions, people don't end up respecting you. So if you want respect, so that's how the world works. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, show mercy to the young ones. So if you show mercy to the young ones, they'll automatically come to respect you. And as an elder, because you show mercy to them, they respect you, and we have a good society. But now what happens is, you look down upon the young ones, you're always shouting at them. Even just today, I received a phone call from a lady that she was very, very distressed. And she was saying, she comes sometime for Taraweeh here, and she has to bring her child. Now, she was reading Taraweeh, and her child ran away from there, and another person came and literally shouted at her and said, you are like, a very bad child, the worst child ever. If you grow up, you'll become to be this and this and this. That's how extreme the person went in telling of the child. Now, if this is our kind of demeanor with our young ones, then you think that they will come to respect us? So the whole purpose of being an akabir, in Urdu we say, Hamari akabirin. Why do we call them akabirin? Why? Can anyone tell me? Why do we call them our elders? Because they guide us. They use the wisdom they have achieved from their experience to help us navigate through our life. Now, if these same people that you should be looking up to, they are the ones who put you down. When you want to do something, rather than helping you, they brush you aside. So now what's going to happen? Will you receive any respect? So that's why it is very, very important that when we want to, we want our children, our young ones, the youth to respect us, then we have to have the attitude. We have to show that we deserve that respect. So our own akhlaq, our own etiquette, our own demeanor should be such that we put the respect and we get the respect from the young ones. Once Umar radiallahu anhu, he would allow Ibn Abbas radiallahu anhu in his gatherings. So some of them began to say, why are you letting a young person, attend our gatherings? And why is he joining us? He's as young as our children. So Umar radiallahu anhu, he says that he is just as knowledgeable as you. He is just as knowledgeable as you. And another hadith mentions that Umar radiallahu anhu once he put the seniors to test and he said to them, explain Surah Fatiha. And they all explained. But Abdullah ibn Abbas, who was the youngest of them, when his turn came, he explained properly. And then Ibn Abbas, he says later that I thought that he asked me the question just to demonstrate my knowledge to them. So you see how Umar anhu would deal with them. That with the elders, he would make sure they would get their respect. But if you are young ones who had that status, who had that knowledge, who had the qualifications, he would also bring them on board as well. Why? Because this is how you bring up a community, and this is how the young ones learn from the elders. So may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us from those who look after our elders. Because if we don't look after our elders, then the hadith mentions we don't respect them, then we are not part of the ummah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And if we respect our elders, then when we grow older, inshallah, Allah will place someone who will also respect us, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the understanding.